In any session of any ability level, you've got to relate to the players that you've got. So I think we can put on it could be the great session itself, but if it doesn't relate to the players and at their ability level or at their stage of learning, then it doesn't matter what you're delivering. I think you have to relate it to the players, individuals and collectively as a group, really. Sort of what went well and changes for next time and where you could add value, and just checking to see if each individual player got out of the session what they needed to at the time. I think that's really important, not just sort of the size of the area and did the session flow well or progress well, but did the players get out what they needed to and learn from it, really, and where they are in their learning development. That's a big part of evaluating sessions as well. And the difficulty is, and we talked about before, is the coping with different ability levels in that group. Trying to challenge the ones who are the better players and still help out the ones who are struggling maybe in that session as well, and incorporating them all in the whole session. And sometimes you get caught up a little bit in the actual session itself rather than thinking about how we can change the challenges and the things that they can do to adapt to different levels. So, I mean, I think you can take any exercise or small-sided game or drill type activity and use it with your players, as long as it's in the right environment, in the right context, and used the appropriate way, I think. If they're always doing something, they've got a challenge and a focus, and that might have to change all the way through, and in terms of build it up. But if that's happening during the session, then they don't really have time to misbehave or lose interest. So I think if you can keep motivating them that way and keep them busy in terms of skills and activities and exercises and challenges with the group, then that's the best way to incorporate all them together. And I think if they don't have time to misbehave, then they'll enjoy the session a lot more and get out of it what they need. I mean, when we turned up today, the first thing one of the coaches asked was, can we get a ball out? Because they want to play football, and that's at any ability level is exactly the same. If we went out in the park, we'd want to kick the ball as high and as far as we could, and that's what you got to do. Can you incorporate that into the right warm-ups with your agility, balance, coordination? A lot of the checking and awareness is important as well, and if you can get all those into one thing with plenty of touches on the ball and ball manipulation, then the more the better. A lot of players are very skillful and they can perform skills at certain times, but can they perform the right skill at the right time in that situation? And that comes down to decision making. We talk a lot about Barcelona and how technically good they are. They're technically good, but their decision making and problem solving is amazing. When players are tight to them, when they're 2v1s, they seem to solve problems better than what other countries do in terms of on the field. So we feel that with a lot of that, the awareness and the checking of your shoulder and the scanning and things like that, and making players more aware of what's going on around them will help them keep the ball and play forward and move forward and incorporate all that and make it an easier game for them.